Rolling. Camera's rolling. Perfect.
Hey.
Obviously, like, it's the first thing that, like, will get them to the interview, but we know that, like, once we meet them, like, that's when, like, the interview's, like, most important.
Do I look at Riley or the camera?
You're looking at the camera.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Danya.
Hey. Great, how are you? Oh, it's just dandy.
You don't brush your teeth?
I tried it.
Mainly through my friend Richie, because he knew I was kind of like on the fence of like wanting to be pre-PA or pre-med. And he said that if I were to go on, say, like a brigade, I might find the reason for why I wanted to pursue medicine.
I was super nervous going in. I think one of the biggest things was the language barrier.
Would me going here for like a week really do anything? Like, I thought that it was kind of more for like the people rather than like for the actual people in need. So I was really scared of like that sentiment.
I don't even want to say, like, there's something that we look for, because it's kind of just like a, when you know, you know. Like, if this person is like genuinely passionate and the mission of Global Brigades resonates with them, like, you'll see it like right away. It's kind of just like a aha moment, I guess you would call it, because there's no cookie cutter. Oh my gosh, I cannot say that. There's no cookie cutter approach to, like, I guess what we look for in the in the interview process.
Just Jonathan staring. You're gonna be the intro, right? What? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Since here we're gonna be going to Guatemala. Say hey everyone. Should I put the shower in the green sauce?
Mike was doing all the plumbing. I don't know what he was doing in there, but he really knows how to put
Oh, what? Nervous? It's because you can't see my face.
Oh yeah. Hi, my name is Paige Boylan. I'm a senior at University of Maryland. I've been a part of Global Brigades for 4 years now. I became chapter leader my junior year, so I've been chapter leader for 2 years now. I really fell in love with the organization, its mission, its vision, and core values. And so I knew I wanted to make it something bigger for other students here on campus. It's like my baby. It's like my org is my baby.
He made it.
You know, it's not about the destination. It's about how nice the destination is. And this is a pretty nice destination.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are in Guatemala. We're in the city of Tecpan.
First things first, like, Guatemala, out of all of the partner countries I've been to with Global Brigades so far, it was like one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been to. Like,
When we got to the compound, it was such like a picturesque hostel. Like, it was so beautiful. It woke me up. Like, it energized me. Like, the air was like so fresh.
I distinctly remember we all slowly gravitated towards this tire swing out back. And it was like the sunlight was on us. I just remember like photosynthesizing with the sunlight. And I was like, wow, like I don't feel like we are actually here. Like, no way, we've all made it from College Park to Guatemala.
It was just pure excitement. Like, I don't know, I was really, because I've only ever traveled with my family. So the chance at like traveling with people that I didn't really know before, or people that I was kind of excited to hang out with as well, like, it was just exciting.
Does that make sense? So, like, you do everything and then pack it. And then come back and pack it.
Currently, we are separating the supplies that our volunteers fundraise so that we can prepare hygiene packs to take to the clinics. We're going to have hygiene packs for the kids and then also hygiene packs prepared for the adults as well. Hi guys, I'm Jonathan. I'm one of the chapter leaders for the UMD Global Brigades chapter. The first person to tell me about Global Brigades on campus was Paige, my co-pres right now. She kind of, I guess, was the first person to show me about like the mission of Global Brigades, being Central American and my family being from El Salvador, having two of the partner countries from Global Brigade. I think I have like a personal connection to Global Brigade's mission now.
But what, like, like give you guys the lyrics. And yeah, so who's feeling creative? Yeah. But yeah, that's basically all we're gonna be doing right now. Just designing like the posters, sorry.
So getting there, I was a little nervous. I really didn't know what to expect. I knew that we were going to have clinical days and learn from a multitude of different kinds of doctors.
So you have this amazing stuff for all of you. So share all you want with us. So we appreciate everything. So thank you so much.
But I really did not know where things were going to go. And after the first night, after making the goodie bags with everybody, I knew that it was going to be such a great experience, because once we got to the compound, everybody so quickly just became such good friends, and I saw that throughout the whole trip and the whole experience.
We wanted to really have this like cohesive, bonded team beforehand, so that then we could go in country and like our collaboration would be even better. Just because like I've already seen how when one person has this spark of passion and wants to work towards a cause, like the results are amazing.
We also did like a lot of like bonding with like the volunteers. We played games. We try to do like talks to get to know each other. And honestly, it was like super cool to like learn about like the passions of the volunteers that were going to Guatemala. But I forget where I was. What was the question? Oh yeah, okay. But yeah, so as I got to know the volunteers and going to the brigade, it was beautiful to see how the passion that I learned about like of the volunteers like during the interviews was playing out like in the clinic.
One of the biggest things I would say I took away from the trip is just checking my privilege, I guess, because going in and looking around me and seeing, we're in this big gymnasium, that's what the clinic was. There weren't any rooms, there weren't any doors, no type of privacy really. It was walking in and just seeing all the smiles on everyone's faces, the patients, it kind of gave almost like a comforting sense, because it was like, they're not here to judge us, they're not here to look down on us.
Like everybody in Guatemala was just such a genuine and beautiful person, like down to the core, down to the soul.
Mostly my part that I feel it was really nice for me was like talking to the people over there, how they feeling. It was like more like, instead of being patients, just like being my friends. And I just said, oh, this is actually nice. I was like, I get to talk to people like in my native Spanish language and like something medical.
We have a lot of stations where we have our 26 volunteers split up amongst those. So initially we have like the intake, they just get their initial form, and then they'll move to triage, taking vital signs, blood pressure, things of that sort, where I was today. And then we have multiple specialties going on. So we have some dentistry with extractions and fillings. Then we have ophthalmology, pharmacy, and consultation. So yeah, there's like a lot going on. Oh, also OBGYN services as well.
Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name is Danya. Here we are at the dental station. These are my fellow volunteers.
I'm currently at the dental station where we've been performing extractions and fillings. Fillings for those who have restorable teeth with cavities and such. And we fill it with some type of substance to kind of get rid of the infection in a sense. And then extractions with teeth that aren't salvageable, we just pull those teeth out.
Kids, and it was an opportunity that I really wanted to work with, so I was in charla, and basically we just talked about cleaning their teeth and how to take care of their health, and just like learning like the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s and all that stuff. I really didn't know how it's gonna work, right? So I was just like, am I going to like have to just sing the song of cepilla los dientes, or is it like, and then you have to really just go with the flow, especially with kids.
At first I was so nervous, because you could tell the kids were like, okay, I like the ones who speak Spanish, and because it was me, 2 Spanish speakers and then 2 English speakers. And so, yeah, at the start we were outcasted a little bit, but that's okay, because we stuck with it and we got to work in.
I was really nervous just because talking to a lot of new people, and Spanish being my second language, like I do say I'm fluent, but there are certain words that sometimes I don't catch up on, or like certain pronunciations. So I feel like being exposed to that every single day and having to speak to people that, because I also like in Guatemala and El Salvador, the Spanish is different. Like, yes, Spanish is mostly universal, but between each country, a lot of like the slang is different.
I really like found interest in the Hispanic community, like I would say in high school. So when I had the opportunity to take a Spanish class, it was something that stuck out to me because it's just a beautiful language. Even though I'm obviously not a native speaker, they could tell that I was trying.
And then I think especially in terms of like the medical context, the phrases that I would be saying were very similar. So once I kind of knew like the basic phrases, I felt more comfortable saying them. In triage, it was kind of like, you know, you put your arm there, you say, puedo tomar su, like you ask them for all of the stuff, and they kind of just keep saying yes, yes, yes to everything.
I grew up learning it my whole life. I had the privilege and honor of spending a lot of time with my nanny growing up, who's from Guatemala, and she's a big reason why I speak Spanish. I learned more about like the moral situation and how if you offer care in another language, you should be able to offer it in the same quality that you can in like speaking a first language or at least professional fluency. I always have that sense that like I'm never going to be like that native speaker. So I did feel a little bit of anxiety like going into this trip because I like didn't know if like I believed in myself enough to be able to provide the patients with adequate care in Spanish like I can in English.
So something unique about this brigade specifically for me.
Because I think over like 50% of the population like speaks Cachiquel. Some speak Cachiquel and Spanish, but some only speak Cachiquel.
And so one of the nights after the clinic days, we went into like the big dining room, and one of the community members gave us a lesson about like commonly used terms.
Okay, that night it was really interesting. I remember our instructor that was like teaching us like phrases in Cachiquel. He called up the chapter leaders.
Can we get the presidents up here?
Jonathan.
Not like I was so nervous. Like I was paying attention to the entire presentation, but I was like, oh my gosh, like I hope I don't butcher this. And we put on that show. I feel like I ate. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
but then they called everyone, so then like our entire volunteer team like comes up, and I feel like it was such a nice like collaborative moment because we all kind of got together, and you know everyone was like huddled up and like saying the terms together.
And it was really cute to see everyone engaged and like trying their best. And I think the next day was even cooler because I heard people being like, "Oh, Matios," or like introducing themselves like in Cachiquel.
I think that was the biggest thing I was really excited about, learning about Guatemalan culture. And I think that was one of the most beautiful things because not only are we there to help, but we're also there to learn. Like we would have huge dance parties of everyone just like teaching us how to dance.
There was never a time where people were just like off on their own or like not at least in some kind of group doing stuff. I didn't want to like go to bed or just be in my room because I would have FOMO that everybody was having fun doing something.
We have 2 volunteers that are turning
2021. Gabe and Riley.
We're about to go.
I also turned 21 in the brigade, which.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I got one light. Happy birthday, dear Granny. Happy birthday.
I literally like started to tear up just because obviously like birthdays are special to begin with, but I knew it was already going to be special that I got to spend it in such a meaningful way, like working at a clinic all day and like being in Guatemala and like doing what I want to do like for my passion and for the rest of my life. But then to also have had like 20 something new friends surprise me with a cake. When I think back, like I just like my heart literally like starts to beat a little faster because it was just so great. So that's something I will always be thankful for and think of as such a big part of that trip. Just a little bit about the healthcare system in Guatemala is very different from the United States. Every department in Guatemala has a national hospital, I would say. And then, of course, it's called a municipal, also has clinics in the hospital, as well as clinics and different services and X, Y, and Z. But obviously, like those basic line services aren't pertaining to every need throughout the healthcare system. And so it was a little sad because when patients would come in during consultation and their needs were further than what we had,
Lo único que estamos haciendo es apoyando a las personas con lentes para lectura. Entonces, si usted tiene problemas para ver de cerca, sí. ¿Ok? Podemos apoyarla en eso. ¿Usted ya tiene lentes de lectura?
Tengo, pero ya no.
This lady she came in with pain in her hands and joints and blisters, and that came from like overwork of like washing dishes and chemicals from the soap coming into her skin. And the doctor said they can only give her like creams and stuff to help relieve the pain, but the only real way to stop the cause of the pain was to completely stop working, which was not possible for people like that.
Because more than life itself, I wish I could stay there as long as I could and keep this clinic running and going. No matter where it was, what we were doing, how long we were doing it, we would miss lunch if that meant we could help more people.
Like, yes, we were helping a lot with mild conditions with vision, dental extraction, but I'm not even a doctor or medical assistant. Just like as a volunteer, I wish I could have done more.
Hola. Estamos con. Hola, ¿cómo están? Estamos en. Oh, yeah.
I remember recording like one of the days when there was other volunteers there, but I just saw like they were really getting the kids to sing super loud like the song that we were teaching them. I was so happy just because they looked like so engaged, and moments like those, like to us they might not seem like that important, but those kids are gonna remember that moment for the rest of their lives. We are coming here to to try to empower them and educate them and give these resources that they are now going to be able to use even when we're not there, knowing basic skills of like what symptoms to catch up on if like they notice something's different in their life, knowing to recognize how their body feels and like how to brush their teeth properly, not to drink soda every day, like little things like that. It's not going to be a textbook answer. It's not going to be, oh, they have diabetes or oh, they have hypertension. It's going to be like a person. And so I really took that away from the doctors because they really teach you how to make these like personalized like patient plans for the disparities that they're experiencing in their life. And I really find that like so beautiful at medicine. That's like why I want to pursue medicine, to be able to treat people and not just as diseases.
Pues agradecerle a Global Brigades por ese corazón tan grande que tienen. Sabemos que las manos que dan nunca regresan vacías. Entonces esperamos que Dios les bendiga, les multiplique todo el trabajo que han hecho durante estos 3 días y el día de mañana.
So I remember it was a Friday that we were doing what we called the Public Health Day. We were told that we were going to be building a bathroom at a local school.
Should I tell them their groups now? Yeah. Okay, guys, listen up. Guys! Hey. So for today, we're going to split up into 4 groups because it's going to be like 4 stations. And each station, you're going to be building like the whole, I guess, like foundation and system that we're going to be using today.
Vamos a trabajar con un material que le llamamos ecoladrillos.
Today we're going to be working with a material called eco-ladrillo, which translates to eco-friendly. Eco-brick too.
La comunidad estuvo recolectando basura en las calles, en las tiendas.
The community was collecting trash all over the community.
Metiéndolas en una botella
Putting trash inside the bottles.
para convertir el ladrillo ecológico.
That way we can build the eco bricks.
I was a little bit nervous because I've never been the handy type of guy, you know, because we're building a bathroom and I'm thinking in my head, that's a pretty hard thing to do, you know, especially with, at least for me not having that kind of experience, you know, with my hands.
I feel like if I have an architectural degree, like straight, diagonal, straight. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So this one goes right here. That's what I'm saying. This one will say.
That one's going right there.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Those fit basically in those little rungs there.
Okay. And after we are gonna start like tie every single one inside we're gonna add all the bottles, as I told you in the first, in that. Like,
yeah.
That one.
I did not want to mess up this bathroom because I mean, whenever I want to help with something, I don't want to be a burden. I want to do something that is helpful. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be the guy that's holding everybody back.
We weren't even going to spend the entire day there, so I think that's what caused me to like go really, really hard when it came to like actually putting up the wall, for example. Like me and Gabriel, like I got really close with Gabriel. Like we had like some sort of psychic link when it came to like putting up the wall. It was really funny.
Bring it up. I'm gonna go.
Watch it.
It's just for you.
Leslie, don't sweep at me.
And a lot of us, this was our first time putting cement on a wall. I put the cement on and it would all just fall. And that happened like 4 or 5 times. And I was like, how am I supposed to do this for the love of God?
Someone asked them, they're like, so like, what do you think? Like, are we doing a good job? And he was like, yeah. We just would have had it done in like the first like 2 hours. And I was like, oh my God.
No, it was a really good experience. And I felt that we were making, aside from, you know, just patient care, we were making things more sanitary for this school. And in its own way, we made like a visible impact, you know, especially it felt more like, to me, very visible because we could actually see our work being like physically present, you know.
I believe we finished. We finished, didn't we? I think most of it we finished, or at least some of it we did. We did it. Nah. We finished. We finished. We did our thing. You know what I mean?
We did a good job.
We did something. We did something.
Alright guys, we're gonna do something special for the last night. The e-board has prepared paper plate awards for you all.
No way! What?
Basically, it's just like a little like styrofoam plate that we got from the kitchen, and me, Jonathan, Dana, and Tammy like went up to our room and we all brainstormed ideas of what we wanted to say for every person on the brigade. And I thought it was a really nice way of complimenting volunteers for not only their passion and like work that they did in the clinic, but also just overall on the brigade and how they were like a valuable contributor to the team. And it also just goes back to emphasizing the fact that brigades aren't just about, you know, going there, providing care and leaving. It's really about like building a community and not only empowering them, but also empowering us, because at the end of the day, like we're coming back here as a bonded brigade team.
Going into it, I was drawn to it because I would get an experience that would look good on a piece of paper, I'll be honest. Coming out of it, it was so much more than that. It was the connections you made with the doctors and with the people around you.
One of the biggest things I took away from being in Guatemala was that it's quality over quantity, because I feel like I kind of found myself mentally belittling our impact in a sense. What I mean, it's like, even though we might not be there for a month or a year or however long, even though we're not doctors, it's still meaningful.
I know myself and other brigaders that have come back, like we just come back on like a rant. So I think being a brigadier is, again, like I said, like having an open heart and like wanting to provide that help and support to people, but also spreading the word so that more people can go and like provide help and stuff.
And maybe, hopefully, just one person, if they're touched by maybe the way that you help them, the way that you serve them, they will go out and serve another person. And then that person will go out and serve another person. And now you have a chain reaction of people who are not only serving each other, but hopefully they do it out of love.
I think that that was what it meant to be a brigader, was just to have a goal, a united goal of making a big impact and making a big difference in these people's lives.
Being able to be a part of the change in that country is one of the biggest privileges I could have ever experienced in my entire life. And being able to provide the gift of service, not only in your country, but in a different country, is absolutely incredible. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait, what was I doing? It's like, oh, what was the part? I did it so, guys. When I did it.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss another video. Everyone say bye. Bye.